What is up, you guys? Namacon here, bringing you my perspective as to what entertainment is bringing us. And today we'll be talking about Pierce the Veil's second studio album, Selfish Machines, which was released on June 22nd, 2010. The album was met with favorable reviews, with critics praising the improvements from its predecessor. Improvements such as the lyrics, instrumentation, and production were noticeable, along with praise with the experimentation. Critics are mixed on the auto-tune usage and Vic Fuentes' voice on the album. The album charted on number 106 on the Billboard 200. It did top the Heat Seekers charts, meaning while they were still niche at the time, they were getting a lot of traction of the time of the album's release. Now, I had reviewed a Pierce the Veil album many years ago. That video is long gone and it's now lost media. I reviewed their first album, A Flair for the Dramatic, during that time. Pierce the Veil. Now, during that time, Pierce the Veil weren't even a band, I would say. It was literally just Vic and his brother Mike using every single instrument that they were anymore. But I gotta say that that is very impressive for what they did at the time. Like, do you know how hard it is to do doing every single one of those instruments as just a two-piece? Like, the only band that I could think of that has done that is the All American Rejects with Tyson and Nick. I think with Tyson he did the vocals and the bass. Nick did everything else. Which is very impressive. Very, very impressive. So without further ado, so with Selfish Machines, they hired a lead guitarist and bassist. So now, not only they can be called a band, but the Fuentes brothers don't have to deal with working on every single instrument moving forward. Now let's go track by track on Selfish Machines, starting with Besitos. This song is awesome. It shows that the band not only sound like a full-fledged band, but the production sounds so much cleaner than its predecessor. This song lyrically comes from the perspective of Vic Fuentes' ex-girlfriend. This is about Vic manipulating her emotions, and she got fed up with it. She got so fed up with it, it takes revenge on her. It is a very brutal breakup song, but man, this is such a great opening. The next song is called Southern Constellations, which is a 1-minute interlude that transitions to the next song, The Boy Who Could Fly. Now, this is where I see people were talking about when it comes to Vic's voice being divisive. It kind of sounds whiny, I'm not gonna lie. It kind of turned me off from the song. Instrumentally, it's pretty good. I think this album, while an improvement from A Flair for the Dramatic, still has some issues. The next song is called Caraphernelia. This was released as the first single for Selfish Machines. I like this one, it's fun. Jeremy McKinnon from A Day to Remember. I gotta admit, well, when it comes to Pierce the Veil, I'm mainly familiar with their first two albums plus a couple of their singles from their later releases. I love A Day to Remember. Like, I'm big on A Day to Remember. I remember when I was in high school, I was big on Homesick, What Separates Me From You, and Common Courtesy. I remember being excited for Bad Vibrations back when that was their upcoming album at that time. Yeah, unfortunately they fell off. So I went into Selfish Machines blind, assuming that album was going to be better than The Flair for the Dramatic. I mean, it is better than their debut album. Let's be real here. But I didn't expect this album to have guest features. So Jeremy McKinnon was definitely a surprise, but a welcome one. Next song is called Fast Times on Claremont High. Yeah, as you would know, that title is a blatant reference to the 1982 film Fast Times at Ridgemont High. By the time I'm making this video, I have not seen that movie. This is a song where the band utilizes the autotune, and yeah, it's noticeable. but I still think it's a good song. Solid instrumentation and good production. Vix's vocals are fine, besides the autotune. Next song is called The New National Anthem. Selfish Machines was produced by Vic Fuentes along with Mike Green. The album was released under Equal Vision Records. Many famous bands worked under that label, such as Save the Day, Amberlin, May, and Yellowcard. A lot of them are under the punk genre. Next song is called Bulletproof Love. This is one of the 2 singles of the album, and I can see why they chose this as a single, as it is one of the more softer songs on the album. Honestly, pretty good song. I like the melodies and the production of this song. I think it's decent. Next song is called Stay Away From My Friends. This is a piano ballad, and Vic Fuentes has stated that this song is about an ex-girlfriend who is keeping contact with his friends, which pisses him off a lot, and he wants his friends to be with him during hard times. Vic has also stated that with this song in particular, he wanted to challenge himself and wanted to make this song different from the rest of the album. I think this is one of the best songs on the album. It being a ballad really stood out to me, and Vic's vocals greatly benefited from it, as he sounds mad and sad at the same time. It's a great song. Next song is called I Don't Care If You're Contagious. The lyrics on the album are mostly written by Vic Fuentes. I say most because Mike Fuentes does have co-writing credits. A couple of the songs are written by Tom Denny, who was a former guitarist of A Day to Remember. The connection between them and Pierce the Veil runs deep. Next song is called Disasterology. This song is a banger. It sounds like a pop-punk song of sorts. Since Pierce the Veil is a post-hardcore band, there is an overlap between both genres since they do kind of share the same fan base. So the next song is called $1 Million Houses. This is where the auto-tune is the forefront of this song, with a lot of vocal effects being played into it as well. And honestly, it kind of doesn't do it for me. It feels like they're trying to put a lot of ideas onto one song, and it just doesn't work for me. Like they're trying to put like so many things into it, like the auto-tune, and one part was auto-tune, one part is a vocal effects, one part is kind of a ballad, and the other part, I think there was some sort of a guitar solo. I don't know. This song's a mess. I'm gonna be honest with you. If I have to choose a least favorite song on the album, this song might be it, honestly. Yeah, I'm not big on this song. The last song is called The Sky Under the Sea. This is a back to basics post-hardcore song for them, and honestly, I'm not sure if I would end an album with this song in particular. I mean, the song itself is fine, but man, really? I don't know if I would choose this song to end an album. If I were to end an album, this album in particular, I would definitely put "Stay Away From My Friends" as the album closer. Yeah, but that's just me. Overall, this is a pretty good album. This is a very noticeable improvement over A Flavor for the Dramatic, honestly. But that said, there are still some issues. The production, while a lot better than Flavor for the Dramatic, there's still some issues with it. The auto-tune and the vocal effects, yeah, I'm not big on that. Vic's vocals in particular, you could tell he's his singing abilities still has not peaked at all. He sounds kind of there are some parts where he sounds very whiny and sounds kind of insufferable. I'm gonna be real with you. And the instrumentation you could tell they have not peaked. The band has not peaked. They're still trying to find their footing. But that said, there there are a lot of, that doesn't mean there's still bangers on this song. There are a lot of there are great songs in this album. But so, like I said, some of my favorite songs are Besitos and Stay Away from My Friends, and I don't care if you're contagious, and yeah. So and Fast Times on Claremont High. So yeah, there's quite a bit of good, songs on this album. Though I haven't listened to much of their albums after Selfish Machines. Of course, I know King for a Day, obviously. Anyone that is involved in the punk scene during the 2010s knows this song. It's still being played on Hot Topic, so that song has a big legacy ahead of them. That, I think that's the song that put Pierce the Veil on the map. So for Selfish Machines, it's 3.5 out of 5 for me. It's an improvement over A Flair for the Dramatic. Although flawed, is a pretty good album. So for those of you that have heard Selfish Machines, did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and if you want to, you can also follow my Instagram, Backlog, and Letterboxd down in the description down below. If you want to listen to Selfish Machines by Pierce the Veil, I will put the link to it down in the description down below as well. This is Namicon. I'll see you all next time.